Okay, we're going to do the composters also tonight. This is the small one to the right. This is what's going in it. Just green beans and sweet potato peels. In the garden vlog that you saw, the green beans were taken down as of this afternoon. They were ground up and put into the blender to be ground. If you're going to grind that kind of stuff up, make sure you chop it up before you blend it. It takes a lot longer. We still have a lot of paper in here. This is very frustrating. I may try and sieve out some of this paper. Let's get some of this out of here. It's just not composting the way it did last year, which is very frustrating. It may wind up being something that gets left over the winter, or I go in with the sieve and sieve out as much paper as I possibly can to do this. I know one thing, I will never use newspaper again unless I have a better method for chopping it down into finer pieces. It takes too long. It's very frustrating when last year all I ever used was stuff out of the shredder, and it didn't take nearly as long as this stuff has. And I've been stirring it every night, so I don't understand what the problem is. Okay, that's about half, and I'm trying to sit where you guys can see and I can see. It's moist, but it's not sopping wet. So, let's add some of this lovely green goop. Sorry, this time I'm just going to use my hands. Normally I wouldn't do that. I'll break it up because I know what's in it. I'm not so worried about catching anything off of it. I'm going to kind of break it up. I will say one thing, green beans ground up stinks. Okay. I'm going to move the green stuff back. Kind of break this up with my hands as much as possible. And add soil back. I'm very frustrated that this isn't working as well as it is. And I'm thinking that part of the reason that it worked so well last year was we had a lot of rain. And I think that helped break it up. But you don't want to add too much water to compost. You want it to work on its own merits. No, I may... Well, this isn't helping either. It's a piece of stick. I'm gonna break it up with my fingers. I'm gonna... Must be a busy night for police officers. I'm gonna get as much of this back in as possible. Ooh, that's close. I'm gonna add some water to all these tonight also. Like I said, we got a lot of rain over the weekend, which makes me extremely happy. Finally broke some of this heat down. Okay. Okay, that is all the soil from that pan. I'm going to give it a stir. I may come back out and add some more vinegar to it also, just to get some of this down. Be right back. Well, here's part of the problem of why this isn't working well. This is at 98 degrees. Yeah. It needs to be much hotter than what this is showing, which is very frustrating. I'm going to poke this over here. This is dried out, not looking good. It's going to get the rest of the green matter in it. I'm just going to have to come and sieve out some of this paper. That's all there is to it. It's not dissolving the way it should. It's very frustrating. I'm going to remove a bunch of this out. I'm not going to sieve it on camera, but you can see how much paper there is in it, and this just is not working well. From now on, it's just going to be paper that comes from prescription drugs, information, fine paper, not newspaper. I will never use newspaper again. I've never had this much problems with composting as I have this year. It's very frustrating to be almost halfway through the summer and not be able to have any compost to put on anything. Compost usually doesn't take this long with this method. Give this a stir. This is the rest of the beans and the sweet potatoes. I'm going to drop it in there. That's a big nasty clump. Break it up into some smaller pieces. Kind of stir it up. Without a doubt, I'm going to have to come out and put some more starter in this. And tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to sieve out as much of this paper as possible. It shouldn't be doing this. Next year, no newspaper. You learn every year when you garden. Things that work, things that don't work. Normally, carbon, such as paper, works delightful. This year, it hasn't. And this is what bothers me, is it's clumping up so bad. This is all one big hunk, and it's individual pieces. It's just, it clumped and didn't get much. Doesn't get enough breakdown that way. Last year's compost was 100 times better. Matter of fact, last year by this time, I had composted everything once and had it work all the way through. No paper, no nothing left over. It was all black gold. And this year, yeah. It's all because of newspaper. I think newspaper has to be a long-term compost and not short-term. Dump the rest of this in here. I'm going to give it a stir. Bring up some of the green from the bottom. It's very dry. I'm going to add some water to both composters. And it will not be tomorrow that I come out and sift this. It will have to be Wednesday. I've got to go do laundry tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week. I'm going to put try and get this to focus up. It's at 83, 84. I'm going to get everything put away. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.